Hi there. My name is John Gage. I'm the senior minister at the Congregational Church of Needham, United Church of Christ in Needham, Massachusetts. Though obviously I'm not at church right now. I'm at home after a long day of working with my associate pastor and our members and leaders to help create an online worship experience for our congregation and anyone who'd like to join us tomorrow morning. Some congregations have been doing that sort of thing for a long time, but it's brand new to us, and we're having to come up the learning curve really quickly. But I'm proud of how folks are pulling together, and not just on the technological front, but also the folks in our congregation who are the caregivers, who are already reaching out and checking in with the most vulnerable among us, folks that we know we need to check in regularly with, but especially now. Just ask, how are things doing? Is there anything that we can do for you? Is there anything we can pray with you about? I'm so glad to report that our folks are pulling together and doing exactly that. It is a scary time. Scary just in the uncertainty of it. That's some of the conversations I was having with members today. That's what's at the forefront of most people's minds. And certainly if you've ventured out, if you've been to the grocery store, God help you, you've seen fear on display. And I want to share with you a meditation about that from one of my favorite spiritual writers, the Reverend Mary Luti. She's a United Church of Christ pastor, retired, but she continues to bring so many of her gifts to some of the writings that she does for our denomination for something called the Still Speaking Daily Devotionals. And hers for today is perfectly apropos. She starts with a quote from the Bible from Psalm 91, verses 5 through 6. Do not fear the terror of night, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at noonday. And she has this to say. The Bible is always telling us not to be afraid. And that's because there's so much real stuff to be afraid of. Like now, as shelves empty, markets tank, leaders dither, and old people die in a day. Life is scary enough in ordinary times. It's much scarier now. So the Bible exhorts us again, do not be afraid. And yet people are, even Bible-believing people. Some are downright terrified, hoarding enough toilet paper to last till 2039. And like clockwork in our nasty age, they get roundly mocked on social media, called out as irrational, impervious to scientific information, bad, stupid, and wrong. Maybe you're heeding both the Bible and good scientific information. Maybe you're feeling reassured and calm. Maybe you're side-eyeing the panicky too. But here's the thing. Fear is fear, and human beings are what we are. All of us by nature are vulnerable and exposed. So admit it. Aren't you also just a little bit afraid? No matter how much you know or how often you wash, don't you also feel foreboding? I know I do. A drastic spike in the infection rate could find me searching for a case of Charmin too. It would be great if we were all at our rational best right now, but we're not. Optimal if we all rose brilliantly to this occasion, but we won't. So the next best thing is to dismount our high horses, summon some empathy from that quavering place inside us where we too feel afraid. Cut each other some slack and just be kind. And to close, she offers this prayer. If you can't make us unafraid, O God, at least make our fears a bridge to others, an empathetic tie that binds. I echo that prayer even as I share it with you. If you can't make us unafraid, O God, at least make our fears a bridge to others, an empathetic tie that binds us together in one body with many members, some of whom are sick, some of whom are sick with fear, but all of us called to care for one another. Let's work on doing that. Thank you. If you'd like to join the Congregational Church of Needham for worship online tomorrow, you can head over to our website where there are full instructions on how to join us via the Zoom app or even just plain old telephone conference call. That address is www.needhamucc. That's NEEDHAMUCC.org. Thank you and peace.